I don't know who needs to hear this, but you can move abroad. And for all of the people that are on this app saying that they can't move abroad because they don't have the money, how could they get a job? Where would they live? Meanwhile, they keep saving all of the places that they see show up on their For You page, but they never do anything about it. If you've ever said to yourself, even one time, I want to leave the United States, I want to go live abroad, that means you want to go live abroad. There are so many visas, and you don't have to be a digital nomad. There's so many other types of visas. You don't have to be any specific thing to leave the United States. You just need to find the country that you want to move to, have the why behind why you want to move and why you're choosing the country that you're choosing, and then just do it. Just make a plan. You can leave the United States in less than 90 days if you really wanted to. You could sell your house and use that money to get yourself acclimated to a new country. You could use your 401k, which at the end of the day in the United States right now has no value. I mean, there's so many things, and it's so sad to me. I left the United States in October, but I had been thinking about it for a long time, for like 30 years. I always wanted to move to France, and now I live in Paris, France. And I came with my dog. I sold all my stuff. I sold my car. I sold my furniture. I put some things that I didn't want to sell in storage, brought my dog, and came to France. Like, you can do it too, and you don't have to be single. You can do it with a family. There are countries that will pay families to move there. Switzerland, Italy. You just have to be mindful of where you choose, because there's a lot of people on this app saying, oh, you got to go to Portugal. It's so great. You should go to Mexico. It's so wonderful. I lived in Mexico and I loved Mexico. I lived in Merida, but Mexico City has been completely gentrified from what I hear. And Portugal is not for everyone. You can't just move somewhere because it's the hot place to move. And someone on this app told you, oh, go to Portugal. Oh, go to Italy. You know what a tourist trap Italy is? I mean, even Paris is essentially a tourist trap. I don't live in the city center. I live like 20 minutes outside in a little community with families and kids riding their bikes. And all I need to do is jump on the tram if I want to go to the city center. So you can't let the people on this app tell you where to go. You have to know why you want to go, and you have to acclimate yourself to that country. You can't just go in there and expect that country to be like the United States. You have to humble yourself, and you don't have to like take 3 years to learn the language before you go. The best thing to do is go. Acclimate yourself. You'll learn the language there. I don't know French. I mean, I've learned some French, but I go to the grocery store. I go to the laundromat. I mean, I go places and I don't speak fluent French. So the excuses that you're making, you can keep on making them. But all I'm saying is a lot of countries, especially with this immigration situation that all the countries are having a problem with, other countries, aside from the United States, are going to start really buckling down on their visa process and their application approvals. You don't want to wait until the last minute when you're like, yeah, I really want to go now. And then the countries that you have on your list make it very impossible for you to even get your application approved. Do you want to wait till the last minute? I mean, do you want to continue to stay in the United States and watch its demise right before your eyes before you say, you know what, maybe this isn't the place for me, and then actually up and go? Because I can already tell you there are countries, France is one of them, the application process is not very easy. Portugal's fairly easy, but they're now even tightening. And then there's the countries that people are talking about, like Dubai. Really look into that. Like, is that going to be the place for you? Like, seriously. Greece, great place, super low cost of living, but you have to understand the countries that are having like any type of economic challenge, they're the ones that have the easy visa processes. But when you talk about countries like France and Sweden and Norway and Finland, they don't have any issues. So their visa process is a little more difficult. Netherlands is more progressive than some other European countries. United Kingdom isn't a part of the EU anymore, so they have their own process, but they had some immigration problems with illegal migrants themselves. So they're even buckling down on their process, their visa process. So are you really going to wait until the last minute? I just had to come on. I know it's Thanksgiving in the States. It's not a thing here, obviously. But I was just thinking, how many people really want to leave, but they think they can't leave? So I have guides in my link in the bio. One is $7.99, one is $9.99, one is free. Like, you guys can just like pick up one of those or drop me a comment, send me a DM. I'm happy to help. Because all of the people that think it is so hard to move abroad, it is not. You just have to make sure that you pick the right country for you or for your family, and you know the process. And you cannot go in there thinking that you're going to walk into a grocery store and it's going to be like Trader Joe's or like one of the other big grocery stores. It's different in Europe. It's different outside of the United States. Just broaden your perspective. Do some research and stop saving all these videos that are talking about moving abroad, because you're never going to look at them again. So have a happy Thanksgiving and leave me a comment. Let me know what you're thinking, where you want to go. I'm happy to help you. Check out the links in my bio.